Hey guys, how's it going? Well, I just got the second XTS3000 in. Nuisance delete. In fact, just turn scan off. There we go. Really nice radio. No missing pixels at all on it. This is a VHF, and actually this is the one that came in, and this will be on eBay soon. Might be on tonight, I don't know. I'm thinking of I've got one safety yellow housing coming in for one of these radios, and it will be a brand new housing, so that's going to look really good. You know, it looks good on the 5000, but you know, I've thought about making a pair, but there's just not enough demand from the fire guys on the safety yellow. And I don't want to spend money that I don't need to spend, you know, on units to do that if there's not demand for them. And you know, maybe there is demand, but haven't really gotten a whole lot of feedback back on that. So probably one of them, well, one of them for sure is gonna have a safety yellow, but I don't think I'm going to get another one. I think I'm just going to sell one of these, list one of them on eBay. Transmit and receive just fine. Check. I hope I'm not too loud. Check. A little bit louder, not too much. I want to blow your ears out like I did last time. Check. I thought about enabling MDC on here, but I just didn't really want to mess with it. I believe MDC is loaded into this, and it will come through if I enabled it on this. But I've been programming today and I'm tired, and I really don't want to mess with it. But you know, MDC and paging and things like that are good, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot of people that I've run into in public safety that really care too much about MDC. There are some that do, and there are some that don't. So it just kind of varies from person to person. But yeah, the safety yellow housings are really nice, and I think safety yellow is going to look good on whichever one of these. This one's actually loaded up fully. Well, they're both loaded up with 255 channels, and they're very good. It did have encryption. Both these had encryption in them. Just sold the board tonight, and that board is going out on Monday. So the units are very good units, and you know, I could either get a safety yellow housing, a second one, and offer a twin pack, or I could just sell it as it sits. And I think that the demand, you know, I sold like 3 in, you know, a day, so it should be a good package either way it falls. But with the fire guys, I'm just not getting enough feedback. to really warrant making a twin pack. I will have one in safety yellow, but same with the XTS series, the 5000s. There's just not enough demand for me to spend the extra money on these, although they're very beautiful radios. And not only that, they're very important radios for fire people. And they're, you drop something like this as opposed to something like this in a dark building covered with ash, you're going to find this a lot quicker. It's just as simple as that. Most of the fire people, well, I don't know, it's probably half and half. Half of them use safety yellow, half of them don't. So I really, I just don't see the demand for it. The one safety yellow housing should be in sometime this week. I do have 3 of the Model 2s that are coming in. Those are going to be beautiful. Brand new housings on them. And actually they're depot radios. They were sent in from, I guess, from a contract, a military contract. And Motorlola rehoused them and upgraded the flash in them and sent them back, and they never put them into service. So they do have full tags on them. Really, really good radios, and they're going to be beautiful when they get in. But these 2 in VHF, and by the way, those Model 2s are VHF as well. But as far as safety yellow, I'm going to have 1. I'm not going to go for 2, I don't think. I'm going to list this probably either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, and I won't go with an FDNY knob. They're too hard to get, and you know the drill on those. Same with the audio adapter, but it'll be priced right and it'll sell fine. And safety yellow on the 5000s, they really are good radios. They're ideal for fire, but at the same time, there's not enough fire guys that are really. In fact, a lot of them prefer. They've told me that they prefer the black. Why? I've got no idea. But at the same time, I guess they just like the black color. As far as utility goes. And visibility, it makes sense. So, it's just one of those things. But, this is a VHF. I've thought about keeping one of these VHFs and, possibly selling the 5000 in VHF. I'm very happy with the 3000s. The 3000s are very, very good radios. And for what I use them for, they do everything as far as I'm concerned. They perform very well, and the 5000s are great radios. I do like the FPP feature, but how often are you actually gonna be punching in numbers on the keypad? Not very often. You get your radios programmed. Once they're programmed, you use them. It's just as simple as that. There's not a whole lot of reprogramming that needs to go on, unless you're, jumping county lines, and, you've got a wide jurisdiction, or if you're Homeland Security, maybe for something like that, or federal, but, in cases like that, those radios are agency issued radios anyway, so it just kind of depends on the person. But people who have scanners and who want to switch frequencies, FPP is the way to go. But as far as rock solid radios, I'm very happy with the 3000, and the 5000s are really, really nice. But I'm not sure. I may put one of these up sometime. But this one is actually a UHF. and you've seen this one. This is the Q-Split. Very good radios. All of them legit tags. They ship out, and when they ship out with a printout from Trace, showing clean serial number status. Everything's above board on these. All the code plugs work. Everything has been tested to read and write. Everything is done right on these radios. And out of the box, you'll be able to use the radio. I've got them programmed to mirrors, I believe 4 or 5 channels, and so if you've got radios that work off mirrors, well, you can communicate with them right out of the box. But I offer a very good comprehensive package that all my radios ship out with, and I think that and I do the work on the code plug, so you don't have to. But in the case of personal preference, there's always going to be work that you're going to want to change. A few things you're going to want to change around. But in the case of a 5000, chances are, maybe you'd want to, enable MDC and have different IDs. If you have to do that, then you'll need to know how to go into the programming aspects. I don't offer programming service. It's just not. It's not worth it to me. And people who do that, I don't know. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of liability, and it's a lot of time, and time is money, and I don't really have time to doink around on a on a computer more than I already do. And I get 50 emails. I'd say about 50 of them, 50 or 60 a day, and I've got to respond to a lot of them, and I mean, it's tough. It's tough to do it all, but especially when you're programming. But when I get the radios in, I take them apart, I clean them, everything is checked on them, the seals are checked, everything is checked, UV ID'd, and everything works. No disappointments when you get them out of the box. And that's been my goal, and that's worked very well for me. And I guarantee you that, when these radios came in, you wouldn't believe how they were programmed. It was just ridiculous. And 9 out of 10 radios, you'll get that. By the way, speaking of tags and things like that, watch out for knockoff tags and watch out for tagless radios. There are a few floating around, and I ran into one today, and the back tags were ripped off, except for, let me see, I believe this is FM approved. No, it's not. Which one is? Yeah, it's at the shop. But, I've got some 5000s that are intrinsically safe. But what they did was they pulled the white tags off to show the model numbers and the serial numbers, and but they left the FM approved tag on. So watch out for crap like that, because what you're going to do is you're going to wind up getting a hot radio, and you don't want a hot radio. I mean, nobody does. You'll wind up on the losing end of the stick, and it'll be a pain in the ass. So you can either pay a little bit more and get it, get a radio that's been checked out, been tested, the code plug's been worked, everything, functions on them that you'll be happy with. Or you can take your chances, buy a tagless radio, have a chance of it being hot, have a chance of being visited by the police, have a chance of turning it in and not getting paid for it in return. So, you take your chances with tagless radios. Have those radios been through accelerated life testing? It's possible. It's highly possible. If they're not hot, they could have been through Motorola's accelerated life process, and they didn't make quality control, so they sold them as scrap. Well, put a new housing on it. They still work. For how long, I don't know, but you know, if they don't pass the quality control and they don't have the back tags on them, they're not worth a dime as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, you get what you pay for. It's just simple as that. Good radios. Like I said, this one's going to be in safety yellow. One of them is. One of them's going to be up tomorrow on eBay. VHF. Really good radios. Model 2s I can't wait to get. I think they're going to be really, really nice. I got a 3-pack coming in, and they're going to be beautiful. Brand new housings, man. Looking great. Full tags. Everything's legit. No missing pixels. And you know, that's really on 3000s, that's really something you want to push for, is no missing pixels, because LCDs are hard to get. And if you get an LCD, I'll tell you one thing, if you need to replace an LCD, you also need to update the firmware on it, or it's not going to work for you. So you need to know what you're doing when you remove an LCD. They're very brittle, they're very hard to work with, and you can tear them very quickly and very easily. So, you know, make sure you know what you're doing when you do it. If you do have to replace an LCD, then count on getting a firmware upgrade, because, you know, the LCDs that are floating around, man, they're hard to get for a 3000. 5000's not so much. 5000s are pretty easy to get. But when you're talking about an LCD for a 3000, they don't come cheap. They cost more than a 5000. Just because they're unavailable. So make sure you get, if you can, at any way possible, radio with all pixels showing, all of them work. Or, you know, maybe if there's a couple little lines, all these work, by the way, but I mean, you know, if there's like a line out on the M or something, you can still read it. But, you know, I mean, make sure that it's readable. These have, you know, no missing pixels whatsoever. You can find out about missing pixels by turning your radio off, turning it on, it's off scan, put it in service mode, hit the top button, and then push the man down, and it'll show you, it'll show you if there's missing pixels. So that's how you check. And it'll also tell you the flash code, the firmware version, serial number. You know, people who sell units, there's a serial number that is in the radio. They're in the code plugs. So, you know, you can rip off as many tags as you want, but you know, it's going to show up, and you're going to have problems if you buy a tagless radio. It's just as simple as that. You get what you pay for, and you know, you have to use common sense when you buy something. But anyway, take it easy, guys. This is the one that just came in. One of them's going to be on eBay, and I'm going to probably let that go tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to get another safety yellow housing, because it's just, you know, the demand's just not there. But one will be sold with the safety yellow, and be a lucky fella who winds up with that one. But safety yellow in the XTS, they're very good for fire guys. You know, you people who are into fire, public safety and fire, you really need to look into a yellow housing. You'll be sorry if you didn't, but you know, in the dark, in the ash, these are a lot easier to see. If you're out working an accident scene, these are a lot easier to see. Simple as that. High visibility. Take it easy, guys. Later on.